What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday here from the Cantina Corner podcast. How has your fucking week been? Hopefully it's been good. We are back in another episode to sit here and discuss some random shit, have some fun, and, bullshit. Hang out with us. So, as always, follow us on the social medias. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe on YouTube, all the Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. And we're just going to get right into it. So, what's up, gentlemen? How's your week been?
Long.
Yeah, it's
been a long week.
Long.
Yeah.
Anything funny? Anything funny, interesting happened this week?
No, just a lot of work. And I saw Eternals tonight, so
you did.
I can give you a non-spoiler review on that if you want at some point today. So
yeah, we can end it off on your review of that, because I am curious, like, what you would rate it, 1 to 10, because I've been seeing some
a teaser.
Stay to the end of the episode if you want to find out, or you can fast forward like an asshole. That too.
Or a genius.
Or a genius.
Big brain moves.
Yeah. So Eternals, that released today, right?
Yeah, I mean technically yesterday, but yeah, technically today.
Okay, and aren't they doing they're doing a digital release where you can watch it on like the 12th or something like that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they said that, because I was gonna wait to see it at home. Streaming date. I'm curious about that real quick. It says that streaming 60 days after release, be available to stream on Disney Plus starting November 12th, but it'll probably be the whole,
premium like $30 or whatever for it.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird that they would do a $30 if they do the $30 thing, because usually they do that simultaneously. That's why you pay the $30 to have it 60 days later, and if they tack on 30 after that, I feel like that's kind of shitty.
60 days. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it says.
You bad at math? Did you say November 12th?
Maybe it'll be up for 60 days or something.
Says
like how Dune is on HBO. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh wait, no,
maybe
I was reading.
Say it wrong.
No, it says it'll be available to stream at home on the December 20th. The other thing I was reading was for another thing. So yeah, December 20th.
It's still not 60 days, but all right.
No.
I don't know. That's just what it says.
He's still retarded, so.
But either way, we'll get into Eternals at the end. Another big thing that came out today, obviously, Call of Duty Vanguard. New COD, as always. Rinse, recycle, repeat. I'm actually enjoying it. Surprised.
Of course you are. Everyone enjoys every COD when it first comes out.
No, because honestly, when Cold War came out, like it was like
solid.
Fun.
Yeah,
I didn't like it that much. It was fun because it wasn't Warzone, and I like that, like, typical COD play style, and I think that's what muddied my opinion of that game, because I was like, oh, I like doing all this stuff, kill confirmed, team deathmatch search, all that shit. I was tired of the battle royale crap, and this one is obviously the same thing, but it is just really fun. Like, the gunplay's fun. I was telling Nick before we recorded, I just unlocked the Tommy gun, so I'm having a blast just running in, mowing down people with that fucking thing. I love the recoil, the animations on it. It's a really fun iteration so far. But we'll see how long it lasts, because like you guys said, I
about
thought
a month.
You think?
Yeah.
Think it'll be about a month?
Yeah. Because that's when the new Warzone map drops. Then nobody will be playing the new multiplayer.
Well, I mean, they're supposed to be doing some stuff in this one that's kind of battle royale-ish. I can't remember what it was called, like Champion Hill or some shit like that. But I don't know. I think this one's going to...
That's a 2-on-2 thing. They had it in the beta.
Oh, okay.
It's 2-on-2, and it's like a tournament style. So it's like a mini tournament. There's like 10 teams of 2.
Okay, that makes sense, because when I play now, they have the thing called what's called pacing, where you can pick different modes and then pick what size 1v1 8v8 that you want. So you could do different matches with different amounts of people, which is kind of nice. You can really fine tune like what you're trying to get to. And they have a new mode that I really, really love. It's a lot of fun to play. It's called Patrol, which is basically like Hardpoint, but the actual circle continually moves around the map. So you've got to stay inside it and defend it, so you're basically patrolling around, protecting yourselves.
It's safeguard.
Yeah, but I love
without the robot. It's just a point. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I don't have to worry about an actual thing. Like, the reason I like Patrol, and I think the name's perfect for it, is because I was doing a couple of those today And like everyone, when you actually get a group together that aren't dead and you get at least 4 to 5 people in there, like everyone's pulling security from different, vantage points and you're like moving at the same time. And it's a lot of fun, like camping windows and going, like it forces you to do shit just like, that other mode you said, but
Safeguard.
It's a blast.
We played it all the time, dude. You don't remember the name?
It was great.
Listen, my review of this game will be determined on if they bring back Gridiron. That's it. End of story.
Gridiron, great.
They bring back Gridiron mode. Best Call of Duty ever. I don't know. I haven't played it at all. So
it was literally one of the best game modes they've ever made.
It was.
I can't remember Gridiron. What mode was that?
That was the one with the like soccer ball or volleyball or whatever that you picked up in World War II, and you had to throw it into the point or run it into the point. God, we had a team. We had a squad.
Fuck yeah.
You know what follows that, dude. I'll tell you after the podcast, Adam.
All right.
Little insider joke.
You just have to. You have to show them.
I'll show.
It's better if you just show them because
Yeah.
the whole thing's just ridiculous. It's like this is like.
We're talking about the Call of Duty Vanguard premiere.
Okay.
Little John and fucking T-Pain were just ridiculous, bro.
It was
so bad. It was hilarious.
I mean, I feel that this is going to stick around for a while. I don't know. This one's a lot of fun. I haven't had like I thought Cold War was that way, but then after literally like a day after like a couple weeks of playing it, I was just like bored. Running around the maps, I was bored. I didn't like the flow of the game, shit like that. But this one is very chaotic. They brought the dogs back, which is cool. You can get a kill streak where you have one dog that runs beside you and protects you and just sticks with you the entire time, and then they've got the attack dogs back. So you can just send out these fucking hellhounds and just go after people, which I miss that from Black Ops. I love that fucking kill streak. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I will say this. This game better be good, and it better be better than Cold War, because you got to remember, this game was supposed to come out when Cold War came out, and they weren't even ready. So they pushed it back.
Really?
Yeah. They pushed this game back to, like, Cold War was supposed to be released now. They forced Treyarch to release it early because they actually had something ready to go, but Sledgehammer did not. Sledgehammer is the smallest company out of the 3 that make the Call of Duties, which is why you could, like, they care about what they're putting out, and they weren't ready. I mean, World War II was a solid ass fucking game.
Yeah.
And
I enjoyed that one.
I had a lot of fun.
I expect this one to be very good, and I expect different game modes, more creative game modes, like Gridiron. That was like a total new mode.
That is the thing too. It's refreshing to play something different. Like, I love the old school game modes, but I mean, after a little bit, it's like, okay, give me something a little bit different to play here. Give this game in a different like light or something.
Yeah, it's all about fresh content, man. That's why I'm saying this will be a month, because this is how you know Activision's totally like on board with the Vanguard. Everything they're doing to Warzone is going to be based off of Vanguard. In December, they're changing over the map. All the integrations happening. The theme of the map is going to Vanguard. They didn't do that with Cold War. They just put the guns in the game because they knew. I mean, they knew it was just a fucking stopping point. Vanguard will actually have some traction with it, but once Warzone gets changed over, Vanguard, the game itself, sure, it'll still be fun, but it's not going to be what's played.
I mean, it'll get played in the esports realm. I mean, you're still going to have that. Right. I mean, they're going to have
Every
that.
Call
so
of Duty
that
does.
Yeah, so that'll keep it alive. But I, like you said, I didn't realize that one got pushed out early, and this one you could tell is more polished off. Like it's fun. Like I said, like I the minute I started playing, like I haven't had an interest in playing games recently, like whatsoever. I already got burnt out on New World until they put new content in there. I don't have the time to get to the point where the stuff they have and like it's pointless. So I'm just gonna wait. But once I hopped into this day and started playing, I was like, all right, let's see what it's about. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I can fuck with this. I'm cool with this. And I do like World War II setting as much as it's beating a dead fucking horse. Like I have fun in that, era if it's at least a fun game. Like I love those weapons. I love those settings. Like it's fun. And that goes all the way back because original Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 were all in that setting. So it's just like a nostalgia thing for me. But it's really fun. And there's the mode I was looking up that you were talking about wanting new shit. It was called Champion Hill. It's 8 squads of duos or trios battle in a round-robin team deathmatch across 4 maps. The last team standing wins. So it's like a mini battle royale, basically, that they have.
So how it works, at least in the beta, like everyone starts off with like 10 or 12 lives or something like that. So in the first match, it's like timed, and if you die, so all the matches are timed. If you die 10 times in that first match, you're done. You're eliminated. So you got to kind of be strategic. You can't just fucking bum rush and push in and fucking just keep dying, because the more you die, that's the lives you have to carry throughout the rest of the matchups.
Okay.
And you can, like, there's money on the ground within the maps where you're fighting. There's a 1-up life in the middle of the map, so it kind of like entices you to put everyone to push up in the middle to get that extra life.
Kind of like a care package.
Right, but you're probably going to die getting it unless you use some strategy with it. It was fun. I mean, me and Deranged played it in the beta, and it was fun as hell.
Yeah, and then I think that's the type of stuff where it's a little Warzone-esque, where you get kind of like a mini battle royale like that, where it's more strategical and survivor-based, that I think will keep this game more active than just, like Cold War, where it was just bare bones Call of Duty shit with, fucking Cold War slapped on it.
Dudes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's really fast paced. It's hectic. The kill streak's going off like crazy. The announcer, like the voiceover guy, sounds like the one from Destiny 2. And I kind of like it. Like, he sounds like the same guy. Every time he says something, I'm like, is that the guy from Destiny? Like, that Halo voiceover type of feel. Like,
every
that's
time,
what the
dude. Every time, that's the guy from Destiny.
Every time.
That's the guy from Destiny. Happens 10 times a match, dude.
Every time.
You, it happens like once every 10 matches, dude.
Ooh.
I've been doing good. This is the only time I'm going to enjoy playing Call of Duty and I'm not feeling like I suck, because when the games first come out, I'm like, I got this. But I'm realizing I'm fighting other people with like bare bones loadouts, and I've got some shit. And then the minute the game's out for a minute and everyone's figured everything out, and they're picking the best loadouts and listening to the streamers and all that shit, I'm going to get shit on every single day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm enjoying today before I go down in the standing of how good I actually am. Because I knew something was wrong when I hopped into a match late, and then I got on the top of the leaderboard, and it was a free-for-all. And I came in late to the free-for-all and still won it.
This is not right.
Yeah.
I was like, that's suspicious. That's weird. Like the Cardi B.
They're sucking you in, dude.
You had host connection, dude. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everyone was just getting fucked over by my Xfinity internet.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. My ping was sitting at 57, so can't blame that. Just today, I'm goated, and tomorrow, be thrown to the curb.
Today, Joey B. Tomorrow, Baker Mayfield.
But it does say that they're obviously expecting more modes, and they always recycle modes randomly, like every Call of Duty, where they'll say, oh, this mode, for 3 more days, you can do this, or, 2 more days, do that. So I'm sure they're going to do that shit, but it would be cool to see stuff like Gridiron and other things. But yeah, it's
really sweet.
It's pretty solid so far. I'm pleasantly surprised. And I was actually Deranged, for anyone listening or watching doesn't remember, a guy we've had on the show, streamer, friend of ours. I was listening to him play some of it today, and he was talking to Purple Dreams Gaming on his Discord, and he was, Perp was asking him, if he liked it, and Deranged pretty much had the same, kind of thought that I did. He's like, I was going into this thinking I was going to hate it and it's whatever, but he's like, I'm actually having fun. It's surprising me. And I was like, I'm not the only one, apparently. Okay. I'm not crazy. Like, so far it's surprising. So we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts, but I'm going to be playing that shit all fucking night tonight after we're done.
I'll probably jump on for a little bit because I haven't played it once yet. So
yeah, you should. It'll be fun.
I'll have bare bones shit.
It'll be fun.
There you go, bareback it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Nothing else really big like released today. We had the Eternals. We had Call of Duty. Obviously, we've got Battlefield 2042 coming out on the 15th. So we'll see. Well, for anyone that does, just saying, it comes out on the 15th. So we'll see how that release does. I'm going to grab that too. So I'll give my thoughts and opinions or review on that once I get that. And I'm going to try to do a video, like a full review on this fucking game once I get more into it.
Pokemon comes out on the 19th.
Pokemon. Gotta
There's
catch
also-
'em.
That's what I'm excited for. I don't know if I'm going to get Call of Duty.
I know it's my
Probably not,
destiny.
but I am getting that game. I did pre-order it, so.
Yeah, Pokemon's coming out.
Which
They
one
just
you getting? Diamond or Pearl?
Diamond.
You got to say the full
Fucker.
name.
Brilliant Diamond. It's fucking stupid. I'm just saying Diamond.
Brilliant. No, I need to get a Switch in general.
I wanted to get
Yeah, you
Diamond,
do.
dude, but now I got to get Pearl.
I mean, it don't matter either way. The
It
legendary
does,
and
dude.
Pearl. The legendary and Pearl is sweeter than the one in Diamond. At least it's cooler looking.
Yeah,
You
but
guys-
the cover, dude. It's the cover for me.
I mean,
It's blue
I get
versus
it.
pink, dude. Come on.
Let me look up the cover.
Well, Solomon's getting Pearl too, so that's why I'm getting Diamond.
Oh, good.
I usually get the opposite of him.
You said the
And then we
Brilliant
always-
Diamond one?
Then when we start, we always do the trades in the beginning to get the starters. So
Yeah.
So one good thing about having a sibling. That was the only good thing about Solomon growing up. That was it.
Being able to trade starter Pokemon, dude.
Yeah, that was it.
Man, I used to have to hustle on the bus on the way to school to get some trades in. It was literally like that bus ride was like trade deadline's ending in 5 minutes. We got to cut this deal right now because the deadline.
Let's do this shit.
Once this bus stops, deadline's over.
It wasn't drug deals, it was Pokemon deals, dude.
It was. I remember back in the day when you had the Game Boy Colors and even in the Advance when you had to get the link cable.
Yeah.
So you could
Oh,
plug
yeah.
it in and then it would do the whole animation where the Pokeball was like supposedly traveling through the cable and shit. You were like, oh, it's
That
coming.
shit was real, dude. Don't say supposedly.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty disrespectful.
Come on.
It's traveling through cyberspace. No, I miss those days. It is weird how like it's still a big deal like which version you get. You know, back in the day it was, red, blue, yellow, and then they got, emerald and green, and then they did all that shit. And even still today, people are like, when are you gonna get? When are you gonna get? And it's like, oh, I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, dude, you got to get both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It's a big decision. Like that tortured me as a child. Trying to
Now
figure
when you
out
have a
which one.
brother, it wasn't that big of a decision. It was like, hey, you get one, I'll get the other. And it's like,
Yeah,
all
plus
right.
you had a sister, dude, so she can get the other one.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because usually every gen always had that third game that was like the best of both and like a little bit different of a story.
Yeah.
And always had a third legendary. So Kern was never really
we
into
don't
it
need to
too
get
much,
too much
though.
into Pokemon,
Yeah.
but we could.
No, when it comes out, we can when we do a podcast around them, we could dive into it a little bit deeper.
Definitely. I don't think I'll have it by then, but
You
God, I
won't.
don't think I've really played a Pokemon
I
game
will.
on handheld since Gold and Silver. That's how long it's been.
The latest one, Sword and Shield, are pretty solid.
They
'Cause
were
it was like
fucking
it was like a brand new take on Pokemon too. So it was like, I mean, we talked about it before on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking.
They kind of like updated it and redid the game.
Yeah.
It was solid and a new storyline. It was nice.
Yeah, I like Sword and Shield.
I've been so out of touch with it. I haven't. Fuck. I even see the Pokemon that they have now, and I'm like, what is that? What's his name? I'm like, I have no clue.
They got some dumb ones, but there's a lot of sweet ass
Yeah.
Pokemon too.
Yeah, and that's like it's come to notice with it too. Is like every gen kind of has their like duds,
Yeah.
but then they got ones that are just like really fucking sweet.
I think that'll be one of my first games I get when I finally get my Switch. I'm gonna get one of the
I know you need to
Pokemon.
stop talking about it and be about it.
I know, dude.
Once
Been
I get my
talking
You've been
about it
car,
for a
fucking
while.
talking about it forever.
dude. Once I buy my car, I'm gonna get a Switch afterwards.
Don't be an adult, dude. Try to tell you. Be irresponsible.
He's like, ride the bus and buy a Switch.
Yeah,
forgot,
dude. They have something to play on the bus ride, dude. You can't play that while you're driving. That's dangerous.
I mean, don't underestimate my power. All right,
Don't underestimate my flower.
my flower.
Underestimate my flower. Speaking of underestimating, how about the fucking Boba Fett fucking trailer?
Oh, so good.
Pretty
So
badass.
good.
Yeah, it was
And if any-
badass.
If anyone's listening or watching, if you haven't seen my reaction video on that, definitely check that out where you can see the trailer from us and kind of my viewpoint. But like I said in that video, I think this is going to be great because it has that perfect blend where we're not only just getting Boba Fett, the bounty hunter, but we're getting him in that mob boss role. So you're getting this like it's a perfect mix to bring in the underworld and have him. Like it's just a perfect blend that I think was. I don't know. I don't know of another way they could have done it, other than just following him.
Sweet.
Total gangster, fucking Godfather vibes, like mobster fucking shit. And then I'm curious if they're gonna like continue that Crimson Dawn fucking side story that they had built up after Solo and all those other, you know, things with the cartoons and stuff, being like a crime organization against Boba. That'd be fucking sick. Some Darth Maul cameos and shit.
Is this gonna be a thing that's like 6 or 7 episodes or some bullshit like that?
I think it's 6.
I hate that. I want more, especially like how good it looks like it's gonna be. I think more.
It's 6. It could be more. I could be confusing it with Hawkeye.
Well, hopefully there's more.
Like 6
hopefully you are wrong, because with how badass it looks, I'm gonna want more than 6 episodes.
Yeah,
I would agree. I want more, but I also want it to be like
more.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I'm expecting it to be solid. The Mandalorian's been solid. A lot of shit they've been putting out lately has been good. So
yeah, it looks really good, and I think that you can see my facial reaction that for me, what set the tone for the entire series is when he says that one line where he goes, you know, Jabba ruled with fear, I'm gonna rule with respect. And I was like, that's the whole tone of the show right there. Like he's just gonna be like, it's all about respect. And then he says at the very end, he's like, speak freely, you know, basically like, just tell me what you want. Go ahead. We're going to figure this out. And I love how he voiced that he wants to work together to make money. Why are we going to fight each other when we can just, you know, fucking make a shit ton of money and do corporations? Like that's the way to go. And I think that's awesome. Like he's probably still going to be a badass and kill some motherfuckers. Obviously you saw him where it looked like he chopped someone's head off in the middle of the street when they had that fight in the trailer, but it seems like he's going to go a more legit route to just actually be in charge of running, you know, the whole underworld instead of just murking people. So it's going to be interesting to see him take on that role.
Yeah. Fish out. I felt like that speak freely thing was more threatening. Like, be careful what you're going to say, but go ahead.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
It's got those undertones in there. Yeah.
Because right before he says that, what the person
come on
that was his counterpart, I can't remember. I don't know her name.
Yeah,
the one that was
I don't remember.
Anyways,
Jesus Christ.
When she says, you know, if you would have spoke that in front of Jabba, he would have just fed you off to his fucking creatures. And then you hear Boba say, speak freely. Like, go ahead.
Have a seat right over here. Have a seat. Chris Hansen their ass, dude.
Sit down.
That's how he really does it. He lures him in like that. And then once they sit down, the seat just opens up down the fucking pit. The Rancor gets him.
Can you imagine? Well, we have you messaging these young girls online. Do you admit that? All right, I admit that. Rancor pit.
That's what Boba Fett's setting out to do. He's a pedo hunter.
So you're selling spice to underage children.
This is fucking hilarious.
What's this I hear about death sticks to 5-year-olds? Rancor pit.
It's like that. I saw a TikTok again today. I know it's an old video, but when the guy's like, what's the only thing worse than a rapist? And it's got the paper and it says rapist on it. And then they rip the paper above it. It says child rapist. And then one dude across the table goes, oh, a child. It's fucking hilarious every time.
What's worse than a rapist? A child. Oh my God. It's like that joke I told fucking Nick. I don't know if you were on here yet. I think you were still with your dogs. I was like, what do you call a terrorist in a wheelchair? An RCXD.
Jesus, dude.
It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Joe Biden, dude.
I told that joke to somebody at work. I was like, before I said this joke, if you played Call of Duty, like, you know, Black Ops and all this stuff. He was like, yeah. And I was like, all right. And I told him a joke and he just stared at me. I was like, you don't get it, do you? And he was like, no, it's an RCXD. And then I had to explain it. And he's like, oh, it's funny. I'm like, just forget that happened. I was like, no. It's like, if you're going to laugh, he genuinely laughed after I explained it, but explaining it ruins the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. pointless at that point.
It was like I've wasted a good joke, and I don't have many good jokes, and that was just thrown out for nothing. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. I don't know.
All right,
so yeah,
dude. All right, I gotta ask you this.
Oh, damn. All right,
go ahead.
No,
you go.
No, go ahead.
Nope.
Go ahead.
I'm turning my camera off if you don't go right now.
I was gonna change the subject completely. You go, dude.
So was I.
Oh,
I was gonna ask.
I wanted to hear it. Yeah, same. I've been wanting to hear it.
What I think it do?
Yeah, well, you just watched it. What'd you think?
Obviously, I agree. The pacing was
overall. Would you give the movie first? Overall,
all right. If I gave it a 1 to 10, I would give it like
a 1, huh?
God damn!
First time ever.
It was shit.
Sand everywhere. It was coarse. And I don't like it. No, I would give it a 7.5.
7.5.
7.5 to an 8, somewhere in there, because obviously I don't want to give it a full rating until I have a part 2. Because obviously it goes all together. So that's kind of like hard for me to give a rating when it just has a cliffhanger. But for this movie as by itself, I'd give it a 7.5 for sure. What lost me points, like you guys, I was expecting more action. Not disappointed that there wasn't, there wasn't a lot in there, because the movie was solid as a whole. But from the way that they, portrayed the trailers, that we've seen, I was expecting more fights and action and shit like that. But it was a really good movie. The music score, phenomenal. By far my favorite part of the entire fucking movie was just the music. Like,
agreed.
It really, if they didn't have the music that they had, the scenes that they shot is stunning as they were. And I might almost go see this in IMAX if I get like a late showing, like when this movie's been out for a minute, and I can get a cheaper ticket to go see it in IMAX. I want to see what it's like, because the music alone sold me that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pay the extra money to see this twice so I can see it in IMAX, because the shots that they did, the music, like it was just fucking awesome. Really, really well done. I love the way that they set up the universe, because I didn't know nothing about Dune going into this. I thought about watching the previous movie, decided not to. I was like, I'm just going to go in completely, blind, nothing. And the way that they set up this universe and showcased everything, I thought was very, very interesting. Like, I love how, I won't say weird, but just very involved, it seems, with like the houses and the religions and Atreides and the Hyrkans, or however you say their name, and all these different things. And I love a universe. I'm a sucker for sci-fi films, especially when they make a sci-fi film that has a very unique sci-fi like feel when it comes to like what people wear, different races, planets, like the way that they have like, their government set up, with like this one being the emperor and all this stuff. I thought that this was a very, very unique and interesting sci-fi atmosphere. And it really hooked me. It really did. Even though it was slow, like you guys said, I was like about an hour and a half in, I was on my phone, I was paying attention, but I was like, all right, like let's go. Like I really like this, but I'm trying to do this in one sitting. Like it was a little rough on that part. But really,
they had
really
a lot of unnecessary shots, I feel, in there. Of those like panoramic scenic views and stuff. They did a lot of that, where it's like, okay, like we can cut some of this out, but whatever.
Yeah, and that's where I feel that I need to go see it in IMAX, because those things were done to set the tone, but you can only appreciate that obviously if you see it in that setting. And like Cody said, this was shot in IMAX, so I want to see it for what it was meant to be seen like.
Yeah.
But really solid overall. I really enjoyed it, and I find it very, very interesting. So I'm glad that they finally announced, I think it was in the past week or so, they officially greenlit that there's going to be a part 2. So we know that that's coming. Unless something happens down the road, we at least know we're getting the second half of this movie, which was scaring me before I knew that. Going into watching this, I'm like, fuck, with COVID, are they going to make enough money? Is the studio going to say, fuck it, and not make a second one? Because this one was such like a pain to get out, yada, yada. But I think they know what they have, and they'll make up the money somehow. Especially if the next one comes out when all this blows over, if it ever does, with COVID and restrictions and whatnot. They can make a killing.
Yeah, I hope we get a part 2.
Yeah,
because I think I'm looking forward to part 2. But
it'll be exciting.
Part 1, I probably won't watch again. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
part of me wants to. I want, just because on HBO Go it's still there for like another, I don't know, month or so or whatever the hell. So I'd like, part of me wants to. I just don't know if I will get around to do it.
Just didn't hold my interest long enough.
That's
The
why,
thinking man's
like,
movie.
Go watch Transformers.
yeah, I don't know. I want to, but yeah.
I think like I said, the only time I'm going to watch it again is going to see it in IMAX, so I can experience that. And then, like, there's one scene where I'm like, if I was in the theater, especially IMAX, seeing this, I would just be like, hell yes. Is when, and this is really not spoiler because they kind of show it in the trailer when they show the worm come up and just sit there, and it's just like staring at him. I was like, can you imagine that in IMAX? Just like how massive, like you would have the feeling that he would like, holy shit, like this thing is huge. And just, oh, those are the moments you miss out on.
Yeah, plus the audio and IMAX and the vibration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Different
Every time you hear that, hey, whatever the fuck it was, I can't do the pitch, or I'll probably short out my mic, but every time that happened, I was like, oh, shit's going down. It's going down. Who was your favorite actor in that movie, like role wise?
Jason Momoa, but he wasn't in the movie long enough for me.
He was one of the better ones for sure.
His character, I liked his character and what his character was about.
Mm-hmm.
Like going and learning the land, getting in with the natives and shit like that. That was sweet. But then they just killed him. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm too much of a fan or too big of a fan of this kid, this like chosen one character.
No, I thought he was terrible.
He seems kind of like a little. I'm coming. I don't know. He seems kind of like a little bitch.
A bitch, yeah.
And his mom seems like a little conniving slut. Like yeah, she does. She's at the end of that movie when what was it? Mary Jane smiles at him, and she just like has that look at her son, like while she's looking at that happen. It's like, ooh, I still think, this bitch she's gonna be fucking some shit up.
My son ain't gonna date some Tuscan Raider tramp in the desert.
That's right.
Rumor fast.
Who was your favorite? Zeta, because she was in it for 5 minutes.
No, I'm trying to think because I didn't think about this question before I asked it for myself.
Come on, dude.
I would honestly have to say I think my favorite character was what's his face that did Poe Dameron?
Oscar Isaac, dude.
Yeah,
Poe Dameron.
I really liked his character.
I just thought pussy, dude.
Well, I just like.
All right. It was bad.
I like the way he carried that role, like how he was, like obviously being in charge and like teaching his son and shit like that, and like imparting that wisdom on him. Like I thought he just did a very good job of like being that guy, and especially obviously his big moment in that movie, which I'm not going to spoil it for people.
I think you can spoil it at this point.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Honestly,
okay,
spoiler review.
Yeah, the whole big moment he had when he was like laying there and he bit that tooth to like let out the poison and shit like that, and you see him laying there and it's just like he can't move or do anything, and once they tell him that his son and wife has died, or his concubine, if you will, that they call her, you see that tear coming down his eye. Like I just thought he did a phenomenal performance, like playing that role.
He did, but I didn't like the character. That's the thing. Like, he did a good job of acting. I didn't like his character.
I feel like too after that, like after that assassination attempt on his son, when that thing was like, when it came into his room or whatever, I feel like they were just super lax and chill about the whole thing.
Yeah, they didn't do anything about it.
Like I would have been like on high alert, like I just felt like after that they were just super chill about having like like I don't know. I just felt like I don't know. I guess they could have done it different because they had to progress the story of him dying in order for all this stuff to get rolling. But I don't know. It's just like, this is Poe Dameron. This dude's going out like a bitch. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There should have been some flashbacks when he was talking to his son, like before they went to the desert planet. I forget the name of it. And he was talking to his son. Yeah, Arrakis. He was talking to his son about, his grandfather and everything. Like, I felt like there should have been a flashback there. We should have gotten like some sort of story development, some sort of history about the House Atreides and all that shit, but we just got nothing. That's where I felt like it was like, all right, this is interesting, and then it was like we just left it. And it was like my biggest issue with the movie still is Josh Brolin leads a fucking army of people to go fight these guys, and then we just leave it. We never go back. We never go back, or don't see them really battle at all. Just over.
Yeah.
That fucking annoyed the shit out of me for like the next half hour. I was just like, are we ever gonna find out what happened to this dude? Like, he's the fucking king's main. He's a king's main bodyguard, and we just like, yeah, he went out to battle. All right, cool. Glad we were introduced to this character for his 5 minutes of fame.
And who knows that, the whole part 2 may explain a lot of these things that we're pissed off about as to why they haven't shown it yet, and things like that. And that's tough when you get into these part 1, part 2 type movies, is like you may get pissed off about shit in the first one, but they're like, maybe there's a reason for that, or they just honestly didn't do that, and I'm irritated about it.
He's looking for Chester Copperpot. He'll be back in the second one.
God, the Goonies, man. Every time I see him, that's the first thing I think of is him when they fucking tie him up in that chair with his, like, the what is it, the metal stretchy thing, those old school 80s workout things at home.
Great movie.
Such a good movie. Young Josh Brolin too. Fuck. I mean,
really young Josh Brolin.
Really young. Before
like
he
our
was
age.
Collecting Infinity Stones and
wiping people off
and fucking fighting Deadpool.
He's had a lot of big hits lately.
Yeah.
He's been doing good for himself. I'm happy to see it too, because he's a fantastic fucking actor and he carries a presence on screen. So it's always fun watching him, like that in the scene in Dune where he's like, why don't you smile? And he's like, I am smiling. Like, that's so Josh Brolin right there.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, but I, like you said, I'm not going to watch it again unless I go see it in theaters. One actor that I was surprised was in here, I didn't realize played that big fat dude from Huracan or whatever that planet was the scientist from the first Thor movie, the one that was working with Natalie Portman.
Oh, really?
The one that
him? Yeah,
that was him. If you rewatch it back, you can hear his voice and see his facial expressions, obviously, and be like, "Oh, that is him." But I saw it and I was like, "Oh shit!"
The Baron or whatever his name was in this one. It's like Baron something.
Yeah, he was the one that was in charge of those douchebags with Dave Bautista. Douchebags.
Fucking douchebags.
But I thought he did a good job on that role. It was just a creepy guy, and I found out some backstory as to why he's like this like fat slob. I was watching someone else
could float across tables.
Yeah, which I thought was creepy. Like, that was really eerie when he would ever do that.
Yeah,
he would just float around.
The first time he stood up and he's like 20 feet tall, I was like, this guy just doesn't stop standing up. Like, what the
fuck? This guy doesn't stop standing up,
dude.
It's just he keeps going and going.
I don't even know how this is possible. It's like, no, this dude's got really long legs. No, he just won't stop standing up. He just
you don't understand. It never ends. He never gets fully erect.
Just endless amounts of dick.
I mean, honestly, when he stood up that first time, could you imagine the penis on this dude? Like, holy fuck.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
I wasn't until this conversation. I don't know why, but that's what I'm thinking now.
He gets all the way to the top and he's like, tell me this doesn't feel like a cock.
But that's how the bad blood started between their houses.
Exactly.
He played a prank on about that, and it's just been tit for tat ever since.
But what's interesting about his character, that, like you were saying about flashbacks and shit, when I found this out about his character, and then now you're saying flashbacks, I feel they missed an opportunity with him too, because apparently in the book, you find out why he's this like overweight, grotesque, weird dude, is because like along the line, he pissed off like some type of witch or whatever you want to call her. Long story short, she ended up cursing him, and it's a curse that he can't reverse or get rid of. So like he became this like, huge slob because of the curse. And now he's like stuck like that for the rest of his life. And so that's why he is the way he is. And like you say, with flashbacks, it'd be interesting. Like, why can he float? Why is he this big, weird mess? Like, why is he, all that shit? And it's like, you don't know. Like there was no examination or diving into that.
Yeah.
They needed to build up, I think, some of the characters a little bit more. Because even like with the Chosen One kid, like if they would have done flashbacks with his father to kind of build up the reputation, or like what is the House of Atreides more, maybe I would be pulling for him more on this journey that obviously he's going to be one of the main centerpieces on.
Right.
But like, because there wasn't really any like depth or anything built up around other than him just being the one. It's kind of like, well, like this kid's acting like a bitch. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's my biggest problem with this movie. There was zero character development outside of him and his mother. We did not develop any sort of like investment into any of these characters. Even Jason Momoa, who I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. He does this. Like, they tell us he's gonna die, and then he fucking dies 5 minutes later. Zato, she's in the movie for fucking 5 minutes. She's hyped up of being in this movie, and you fucking see her in flashbacks and
she's definitely gonna be a big
absolutely
character in the next one. I'm fine
I just
with
feel
that.
like we could have cut out some bullshit and added fucking 20 minutes to the end of this.
Yeah, I agree.
But the character development was horrible in this movie. You can't fucking tell me otherwise.
No, I agree. It was pretty flat across the board, other than the main pieces that you need to like keep the movie moving to the next one. Other than that, there wasn't much. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, I mean, it's
don't waste your time.
Say,
no, just kidding.
No, it's solid. It's because like the story.
Just kidding.
The story
chill out.
No, I'm just saying the
Stop
story's
yelling.
still interesting. And that's what kept me going through the whole thing. Was just like, all right, I can get into this like sci-fi world in this story because it's like what you were saying with Adam, with like
getting
into sci-fi like in different stories and stuff. Like if the world looks like it's just got its own like thing going on and it's pretty coherent and all that, it's like, okay, I can get into this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, because when they're talking about the Emperor, I want to know who it is. I want, when you're starting to think those things, like, you've got something, or at least it's interesting. I want like the whole fact of them being like the different houses, which is kind of like different clans. I think that's interesting. And then, the Emperor shit, and then him having this ability to like speak in a way where he can like mind control people, and the way they make it sound to where it's almost like demonic, like he's like channeling like these demons to say stuff. I thought that was cool. So they had enough in there to keep me hooked to say, okay, I'll be there for the second movie, but this one was a little painful. It was a slow burn. It's good enough to at least watch and then move on to the next piece. But yeah, it's a slow burn that missed the mark on some stuff, but didn't disappoint as far as like being worth sitting down for 2.5 hours. I will say that it was at least good for a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm excited for the second one too, but I think I was just too hyped for this movie. It just didn't deliver what I wanted.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm trying to think. Is there another movie that came out? Well, obviously we had Eternals. We had Dune. What's the next big one coming out? I know we've got
Spider-Man.
stuff. Well, I know we got Spider-Man. I was trying to think if it was. Well, yeah, the Eternals. So yeah, give us your thoughts on that.
You. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, you heard it.
Eternals was good.
1 to 10.
Like a 7, 8.
Okay.
It's a very solid movie that I had zero expectations of going in. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel on it. I don't know. I'm not like hyped for it. I'm not like whatever. I just figure I'm gonna watch it. And
I'll tell you, the Celestials, fucking badass. The Black Knight. I mean, it's not really a spoiler. He's in the movie. No. Gonna be badass. I like the way they tease him.
Sorry, that was a shout out to the Black Knight. Great comedy. Great comedy.
Call him Skywalker.
It's called the rope-a-dope. God damn, Eternals is longer than fucking Dune. It's 2 hours and 37 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, really?
Jesus.
It's not that much longer.
I mean, by 7 minutes, but 7 minutes is 7
just,
minutes.
Still just 2 hours and 37 minutes. Like, fuck.
I'll tell you what, there's a hell of a lot more action in Eternals than there is in Dune.
I bet there is.
There's probably a little too much character development in just one relationship aspect. They like really try to get you sold on this one relationship in Eternals.
One movie,
just didn't,
nothing.
It didn't hit. It just didn't
One movie,
hit.
nothing. The other movie, too much.
Not too much overall, just in this two people. It was too much.
Oh my God. I typed in Eternals just to see the runtime. First news article about the Eternals on CNN Entertainment. Angelina Jolie reacts to Gulf nations apparently banning Eternals.
There's a lot of fucking bullshit going on with this movie where people are fucking driving down like the Rotten Tomato score and shit because of too much wokeness in the movie.
What would you say about the wokeness level in the movie?
I think people need to grow the fuck up, bro.
Okay.
I'm like fucking like, it's seriously like I watched it and it's like, who the fuck cares, dude? Like, honest to God.
At this point.
Like, yes, it's a very diverse cast, obviously. Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares, right? I mean, who gives a shit?
As long as the actors are good, nobody gives a fuck about their race or anything.
And they worked, I thought they worked the storyline in great. Like, yes, the one dude is gay, has a gay relationship in it. Who cares? It wasn't like fucking in your face. Like, it was just part of his story.
It's funny. It's actually that's why they're saying that it's banned, because it says that in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Qatar banned the film because reportedly due to its gay content. So because there's gay stuff in the movie,
I'm pretty sure those guys didn't even kiss either. But they just happened to be gay and they had a kid or whatever. They like adopted a kid. But overall, the movie made sense. It flowed good. It was way better than I thought it would be because I had zero expectations going in. My theory was kind of right, kind of wrong. I don't really know where to put it. What they did with the characters at the end, I was a little surprised about.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. But the second end credit scene, there's 2 end credit scenes. The second one got me fucking hype. So
I'm gonna have to go see this.
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. Definitely worth seeing in theaters, I think.
Yeah, because you were saying Rotten Tomatoes was where they were driving the score down. Right now, on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is at 49%, but the audience score is at 86.
Yeah. Right. The critic score is what was they were driving it down. Like, wow. Yeah, it's just been going down and down for no reason. I honestly, here, I'll put it in perspective. I think this movie definitely better than Black Widow and probably better than Shang-Chi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think Shang-Chi was amazing, but it was just a solid movie.
Yeah. I think Shang-Chi was a little bit better than Black Widow, probably because I was so excited for Black Widow and it just didn't deliver much.
I still haven't seen it.
My buddy Ron said Shang-Chi was like the best Marvel movie he's ever seen.
I wouldn't say that at all. I wouldn't even go near that.
I was just good. Like, oh, okay. I was like, because you know how my Marvel movie experience is. It's very limited, but like, I was like, oh, okay.
See, but that's a movie you could watch. Not really. You know enough about the MCU universe where it just totally fits in with you. You really don't meet any other characters besides one guy in the MCU. There is an Easter egg in there, but it doesn't really matter with Abomination. But Eternals is kind of just like that too. They kind of reference like MCU characters, but you don't need to know the whole universe to see this movie at all. So
that's good.
It works. It works. Yeah. It worked for me at least. I didn't, and you know, I saw a lot of like reviews that said this movie was very dense and, you know, like book on screen and like dialogue, and which just like Dune makes sense. You got to explain what's going on because this is like a total different, you know, spectrum of the MCU that we haven't seen. But I really didn't get that vibe at all. So there was like one part where it was like, this is a lot of talking going on. They're feeding you a lot of information. And it was like a 10-minute span. And I was like, they were throwing everything out there. Like how this happens, how this happens, how this happens. I'm like, wow, they're just fucking breaking it down, how a Celestial is made and shit like that. It was fucking sweet. But it was a lot of dialogue in that part. But it worked. It worked.
I mean, if it's interesting dialogue, I'm cool with it. Even if it's like, you know, really stretched out, like, you know, that's fine. If it's not just like wasted space where I'm like, I don't even need to hear this. It won't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's the thing too. Marvel does a great job. Like Dune, when they were having long dialogue periods, there was nothing going on screen besides the talking. Marvel, you know, the guys talking, but we're at a cutscene and they're showing you literally, like visually, what he's explaining, and they're visually showing it, so you don't see the dialogue. So that really helps move, kind of feed that, because you can visually see what's being said. But I actually really enjoy the movie. Surprisingly,
that's good.
I don't like a lot of movies.
I probably won't be able to see it until I'm off work next time. Well, I can't tomorrow. I'm going to be working the next 5 days, so I'll probably have to go see it next Thursday.
Man. I just got done working 5 days myself.
It's been a long night, dude.
Going in tomorrow too, so.
It's a fuck you, dude.
Fuck face.
I just looked up Dune 2's release date just to even see if they even have an estimated one. It says,
do they?
They do. October 20th, 2023.
God, 2 years for that shit.
I mean, that could obviously change, but that's what it says. It says that they're obviously, after Tuesday's announcement that they're moving ahead with the sequel, they said right now they're expecting it to hit theaters on the 20th of October, 2 years from now.
I'm camping out. I'm waiting.
Oh God, that's gonna be so long.
Can I drop a spoiler? Because I'm fucking so hype about it, dude.
For Eternals?
For Eternals. It's the end credit scene. It really doesn't.
I don't care. I'm never going to see
anything
it.
in the story.
I don't care, but for anyone watching or listening, you get a spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Cody.
It's not a massive spoiler because it was already confirmed who it is. You just hear someone talk in the second end credit scene.
Is he Green Goblin?
No, it's fucking Blade, dude. It's fucking Blade.
Oh, but isn't Wesley Snipes not playing him though?
Yeah, he's not, dude. He's fucking old as fuck.
So it's still Wesley Snipes.
So Mahershala Ali, dude. He's a fucking good actor.
Okay, no, he's not bad. I like that dude. That dude's
exactly.
Solid. Right.
He's like the new Wesley Snipes, dude.
I can deal with that.
Yeah,
he can bring that swagger and that presence that Wesley Snipes had in that role.
Yeah.
He could do it. He could do it.
That'd be solid. All right.
Yeah, dude. Where I was like, oh.
Are they gonna have Christopherson playing the?
Yeah, probably, dude.
Character or whatever again. Whatever that dude was, I forget what he was.
Listen up here, chicken shit.
I think he called him like a nipple head or something in one of the parts. I remember when I was little and I was like, "That's the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard."
You're out of your goddamn mind. God, he was like the perfect old man that was just fucking old, crusty, bad attitude.
Drunk all the time.
Drunk all the time. Great role.
He reminds me of like Jim Leland. You wouldn't know who
drunk,
he's at him, but yeah, Tigers. It's the Detroit Tigers old manager.
Dude, even when they won the World Baseball Classic, dude, he was just fucking drinking.
Oh, he was trash,
dude.
Yup, he was getting hyped. That's why Stroman had so much swagger too.
Just oozing off of him. But yeah, Eternals was good. Highly recommend. I would highly recommend it.
Good. I will be happy to go see that. Now I'm looking up Blade. Man, it's so crazy that Blade's Marvel and people don't realize that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What's going to be interesting. So I had this theory. Now that I spoiled that, I could bring up this theory, which is really what I wanted to do. So Morbius is coming out, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw the new trailer drop for that. He has some super, obviously, tied in with Spider-Man, but there is like a Blade connection with that character.
The Bat.
The Bat guy. The Batman, dude.
No.
I have a theory that Morbius was delayed a year so that they could put Blade in some capacity.
I could see that.
And introduce the character like fully, because you don't even see him in Eternals end credit scene. You just hear him. And I think you'll see him in that, which would be interesting because it'd be the first time Disney hands Sony a character, because Morbius is a Sony movie.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be the first time they did that, and then, kind of introduce their character, get some hype around it, because that movie doesn't come out till like fucking 2023, I don't think.
Morbius.
Blade.
Oh, Blade. I was gonna say
Morbius comes out in
Morbius.
January.
Yeah, 28th of next year.
Right.
God, I honestly, Blade was probably one of my favorite, minus the third movie. The third movie really didn't hit home for me. Obviously, it was just whatever, even though I loved Ryan Reynolds in it and shit like that. And what was it? Not Jessica Biel. Was it? Yeah, it was Jessica Biel.
It was Jessica Biel. Fuck yeah, she was so sexy in that movie.
God.
I don't think I've seen the third one a couple times.
Those leather pants, dude.
And that fucking laser. She's so hot.
Yeah, isn't she married to like Justin Timberlake, dude?
No, that's Jessica Biel.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I thought you said Jessica. I thought you were talking about Jessica. What's her face?
Alba.
Yeah, Alba. No, I don't know why.
We're talking about Jessica Biel, dude.
Sorry, dude. It's so much hotness in both of them. I just got both.
I agree.
My brain went haywire
Jessica
for a second.
In your brain, dude.
Yeah, it happens when you're dealing with those two things.
What a power couple, dude. JT and JB, dude.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How could you forget?
That motherfucker. I'm honestly...
she's even hot in A-Team, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen A-Team.
You never saw the A-Team?
No.
That's actually a really solid movie.
Yeah, fucking Liam Neeson does a great job in that goddamn movie.
Yeah, they all do, dude.
Yeah,
no, dude, Rampage Jackson does. Do you remember the old UFC fighter?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, you would if you saw him.
Oh, okay.
He plays him.
And then the guy who plays the crazy pilot, they're like, we're going to let this guy fly us. And he's sitting there hanging from the rotors, spinning around. He's like, the rotors are good, sir.
That movie's actually really solid. If you want to listen to like bored one night, I would highly recommend it. Ton of action, fucking hilarious. Bradley Cooper's in it. And
they do a really good job to actually pay homage to, the A-Team show. Like they really do a good job of that. Plus it's just a fun movie. Like it's just a fun action packed movie.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's corruptness within the military government, dude. I mean, come on.
What more could you ask for?
Exactly.
What more can you ask for? Well, if you ask that, better be prepared. All right, I don't know why I just typed in Jessica Biel husband. Just look at pictures of them. Be depressed.
Jesus.
Not me.
Why, you want to be Justin Timberlake, dude?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I know. It's a good point. It's a fair point.
You're not wrong.
What's that character he played?
That original Blade came out in 98. Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah, 98, and they brought in like $132 million, and that was kind of what was really the first big Marvel movie to like kick off and make some money in the theaters, but people didn't realize it was Marvel, So I mean,
yeah, no, I didn't at all. I mean, when I was little and I watched, I was like, this is fucking sweet,
dude. I'll say this because I just thought about it. The Eternals movie, there is a scene in there that I was just like, holy shit! Like, who okayed this at Disney? Like, this is not this. Like, this is weird. Kids are gonna come see this movie. Like, it's like, there's a 50 Shades of Grey moment in that movie.
Ooh.
And it was like, it got hot and heavy for a second, and I was like, oh, that was a little much. And then it cut away and went back and went even further, and I was like, God damn.
Well, if they're supposedly, like they say, sticking true to the R rating for Deadpool, and they're going to release that, and they haven't gone back on that yet, I'm not surprised.
Oh, they will.
You think they're really going to make that PG-13?
No, I don't. I think they're going to stick with it.
Okay, yeah, because if they're going to do that, then I believe...
like money.
Me money.
Yeah.
That's going to be a historic day when they drop an R-rated Deadpool movie brought to you by Disney Plus.
Well, isn't Logan's R-rated? They have the rights for that now, and they put it on Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, but they didn't put that out. Like, it wasn't under their umbrella.
They put it on Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, it's on Disney Plus, but I'm saying they didn't promote an R-rated movie. I'm saying
they are now.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about new release. Like, they had the decision whether to make it R or not, and they're deciding to roll with it. Logan was already there. They acquired it, and then they're just like...
Listen, what was the one big negative about Venom 2?
It wasn't R-rated.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to be like, yeah, Sony, that was dumb.
Lost a lot of potential. But like I said, that made sense because they're going to incorporate it into the regular MCU, which is going to be PG-13. So that's the only reason I give them a pass.
Right.
Because I know what they're doing. If it was its own movie and they had no plans of that, you fucked up.
Deadpool
even
will
if
be
they are
too.
including it, who cares? Why can't they still just make it R? Even if they're including it, who gives a shit?
Because then you'll have to pull back, and then you get people excited to see Venom do all this shit that he's never going to do again.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, but you know what you got? Go. It's just stupid. I just fucking do it. Being pussies. Who cares about the children?
The children, save the women and children. Oh no! I actually saw that clip of that scene from Anchorman, and it was like when you're playing Search and Destroy, and you fucking are the last one left alive, and he's like, "Oh my god, they're coming into the back!" Oh no! And you hear all your friends giving you the death comms, and that's what you're hearing in your ears. Oh, fucking
Veronica Corningstone, you are a dirty pirate hooker.
News that goes around 24/7. You sound like a stupid asshole right now.
I just love when he says something about Jack Lime. He's like, "What's that guy?" He hears him from all
Jack
the way across
Lime,
the
more
room.
like Jack Lame. What's that guy? Oh my god, he heard me.
You have to switch your name to that legally.
He comes in later on to ask him if he can change it back.
He gives him a worse choice. What was the second choice? I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's been so long since I've been wanting to go back and watch
crack
that movie,
on TV, dude. Wow, that hits you immediately.
I gotta go back and watch the movie. It's been so long since I watched that. So good.
He's like, it just makes you want to buy more crack. Crack.
Those I can never get tired of quoting those fucking movies.
They're so good.
Chicken of the Cave.
You know they call a cat chicken of the rail yard.
No, they don't.
Don't indulge him. Don't just let it go.
And he's fucking Brian Fantana's taking pictures of cats. He's like, oh, I do hate Mondays.
That totally makes sense. All right. Well, before we get on a rant from fucking Will Ferrell for the next 2 hours, I can't think of anything else big that really is coming out or has come out.
Spider-Man, dude.
Well, obviously, we keep talking about that. I don't want to
be
keep
the biggest
talking
movie in since Endgame, dude.
It kind of is, because it's the biggest turning point into the new shit. So that's kind of the weight that's, this movie is being held at, or the high standard this movie is being held at, because we've had the other movies to, fill time and do whatever and kind of bring other characters in. It's all great and dandy, but this is the first big fucking kickoff to the new phase.
Yeah.
So
December's gonna be fun, dude.
It's gonna be
Boba
fun.
Fett.
Yep.
Fucking Spider-Man. And then Hawkeye. Hawkeye show is coming out.
I know it's gonna be sucky. I don't know when I'll be able to see Spider-Man, depending on when this
go fucking opening comes. Day, dude. Fuck the baby.
I keep telling Alyssa, I was like, we could just deliver the baby in the movie theaters. It's like, I doubt the doctors will care. They'll probably enjoy it.
Is her due date the day it comes out?
The week of the 20th. Doesn't it come out like that week or something?
17th, I think.
Oh, right before. I mean, even still, it's like right there.
What's the face for, dude? There's supposed to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer coming out next week too.
I'm excited
to look forward to that. Yeah.
I made that face because we're talking about game releases and movies and stuff, and I was like, when does the Knights of the Old Republic remake come out? Like, I was like just thinking about it, so I want to look it up. They don't have the official release date yet, but it does say the original, and its original format apparently announced by Nintendo is making its way to the Switch on November 11th. So you can get the original on the Switch.
Nice.
I'm going to buy it again.
For the fourth time.
They've got so much of my money from those goddamn games.
So you're going to buy the original again, and then the remaster. I'm going to buy it again.
I'll buy the remaster, absolutely.
So yeah, you can, become a Jedi or a Sith, handheld on the go, November 11th.
Sith every time. I did play one playthrough as a Jedi, and it was boring.
It was boring.
It is. My favorite was at the beginning of the first one when you're on that in that city, and there's the one alien that's getting picked on by all the kids, and you can either join in with the kids or like tell the kids to stop being assholes to this dude. I love joining in with the kids. It's like, this alien, you shouldn't be on this planet. Get off our planet.
Wasn't that Coruscant or like a version?
It was like it was a version of Coruscant or something. Yeah, I want to say, I don't even know. Like,
yeah, it was like that type of setting, like that type of world. But I remember that. God, I remember so much of that game.
Was it Taurus or something like that? Was like the name of it?
I don't know. I just remember getting so pissed that I was like, I'm tired of this fucking vibroblade. Where's my goddamn lightsaber?
Yeah, it was Taurus. That was it was almost like a Coruscant type like place or something like that.
God, classic. I can't remember how many times I bought that game on. I bought it on iPhone, and then when I had an Android, I rebought it on Android. I have it on PC. I still have the original 4-disc CD thing with the original case and everything. Fucking fun stuff. All right. Anything else you guys want to hit on? Because I think that pretty much wraps it up on all the shit that we were going to kind of discuss.
Yep, that's it. We're done.
All right.
Wrap it up, dude.
That wraps it up for us here. As always, if you made it to the end, I want to thank you. We love you. If you haven't, go fuck yourself, whether you hear this or not. If you fast forward to hear that teaser, you found a loophole, but fuck you too for not listening to the rest of it. No, I really don't give a shit. But definitely subscribe to us here on YouTube. Follow us over on Facebook, Twitter, all the good social medias. Check us out on Discord. The links are over there on Facebook. You can do that as well as YouTube. You can check out our videos here and the audio versions everywhere you listen to, Spotify, Google, iTunes, anywhere else. And hope you enjoyed the show.
Do we want to pimp out that tournament that's going on at all that we're helping sponsor?
Yes. We are sponsoring a Call of Duty tournament. Cody, it was Big Bearded Gaming, and who else was involved in the tournament?
Rye Guy, Creative Native, and Jamie, all on Facebook Gaming.
Yeah, so definitely check them out. If you follow all three of them, there's a tournament going on. They have a followers tournament. We donated into the prize pool, so we're sponsoring the tournament.
Free to play.
Was it the 28th? November 28th?
Yeah, November 28th.
1 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, for a grand prize pool they have for $1,100. So there's some good money to be had and some fun just to be had in general. You can play with some streamers. You just got to make sure that you follow all three of them, and you have a chance to get in and win some money. So definitely check that out. Show them some love, and we will catch you next time. Have a great fucking weekend.
Peace.